Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel here at The Craft of Living. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, extra welcome because you've come back more than once. So super excited. Now, today we're doing a fun unboxing. I blame Becky. She is a great tarot reader. She's a certified tarot reader. And she has a channel. I will leave her link down below. She's an amazing tarot reader. And she has an amazing YouTube channel too. She's just beginning, so go and show her some love if you can. You know, when you get inspired from friends, you say, before you might say, this is going to be the last tarot deck I'm going to buy for a long time. And then your friend says, hey, check this out. And then before your friend says that, you say, if I'm going to buy a tarot deck, the cards need to jump and dance off of the cards. And that's when you cue in that friend and she's like, hey, look, check out this deck. I know I'm talking too much, but I'm excited and I just had to share with you the backstory because I got this through Spirit's recommendation. And since we know that Spirit speaks through people, I felt the nudge. And boy, do these images ever dance off the cards. Like, did I ever have to eat my words or what? Because this deck is amazing. Also, for those of you that don't know, I'm kind of a gamer, so it really fits with me. Not hardcore gamer, but yes, I do game. And we are opening the Fablemaker's tarot deck. I mean, you can see it in the title, but I've been waiting for this for such a long time. And this came all the way from Canada, and it looks ginormous. Now, if you've been interested in this deck, you've probably checked out other channels, as I have, and I know that I'm going to open it, and I'm going to see two piles of cards here, because they're very big, and this is pretty heavy as I'm weighing it right here. But let's get into this. Feel free to fast forward to any favorite part you want. But we're going to just take our time with this. I don't want to rush this one because this is a fun one. So we have the Fablemaker's animated tarot deck, bring characters, stories, and worlds to life with tarot. So if you are familiar with the Empyrean deck, it's like one of those 3D decks. So it's called a lenticular deck. It's like a plastic deck so that it can give you that movement on the card when you move it back and forth. So the Empyrean is an oracle deck. This is tarot. And I don't know, I just was mesmerized by it when I saw it on their website. It says, through the magic of animation, these beautifully illustrated tarot cards come to life in your hands. The Fablemaker's animated tarot brings an energetic dimension of movement to traditional symbols to help you craft your own story. Now, I want your opinion on this, guys. A lot of other YouTubers seem to think that this is going to be too distracting for serious reads, or even too childlike for serious questions, right? So let me know what you think in the comments below after you take a look at this. Would this distract, say you were to come for a serious question, would you feel distracted by these cards in a bad way, as if it was minimizing what you're going through in some way, or that it wasn't taking it as serious? So I'd like your opinion. If you want to leave a comment comment below about that, let me know what you think. But we have, and also, I don't know what 5E means. I told you I'm not a hardcore gamer. Someone want to explain that to me in the comments below? That'd be great. But let's open this bad boy up. It's ginormous. Nice sturdy box. Oh yeah, they mentioned they didn't like this about the book, but honestly, I really don't care. I'm talking about other reviewers. They were saying that the book should be like the size of the thing, but I don't care. I'm just really glad that this book is in color. So the other thing I wanted to say was, after I made this purchase, which it was a birthday gift purchase, yay! But they do send you a PDF file of this book that comes with it and all the cards in the deck. So they send you the GIF version, PDF GIF version of the animated cards. They send you a whole file of it. It's kind of cool. You get to kind of see the back end of creating a tarot deck because they give you the grid lines and everything. But right off the bat, I love that it's color, getting into the book here as we normally do. And then they tell you how to shuffle right here. So most tarot decks are made of 78 cards. Most standard decks are 52, but it's a hefty pile to hold, let alone shuffle. Shuffling 78 cards of this weight requires a unique approach. The overhand and rifle methods commonly used in tarot and other practices can be used, but they may be a bit challenging with this deck. Here's a version of the pile shuffling method that works well with the Fablemaker's animated tarot deck. So they give you a whole breakdown on how, to me, it's pretty complicated, you know. Break it up in 1, 2, 3, and then you mix those piles with that pile, and then this pile with this pile, until you're down to one pile. I would say with this deck, yes, be very careful with shuffling, as my Empyrean deck got very, very, very lightly used, and already the sides of the cards are peeling. I can feel them lifting up. And this is without professional use. I've just been gently handling them at home with my own readings and meticulously shuffling them very carefully. I never braid shuffle. I never do anything. I always go with the thing, and still the edges are lifting. So understand that if you get lenticular decks, there's going to be some wear. It's just really not, honestly, it's not made for that kind of abuse of shuffling over and over and over again. But okay, so this is another section I liked about this book. So they go over the tarot glossary, giving you a basic outline of tarot. Talk about intuition, and they talk about house rules, which immediately I have resistance to. House rules? What house rules? I don't follow rules. I'm a rule breaker. And then we have crafting questions, which I really like because they tell you how to get the most out of a reading. You don't get as much out of a reading when you ask yes or no questions, because then you're not really taking your fate in your own hands and having a free will. So they really help guide you and coach you on how to do open-ended questions. Like they say, it might feel easy to say, am I going to get the job? And then draw some cards. But that's not really a powerful question, right? That's not putting any type of free will into your own hands. It's just about being a victim of circumstances of life, right? That kind of gets you in that mindset. So I love how they, first of all, get things straight. Start with open-ended questions. Maybe not, am I going to get the job? But how can I best prepare for this interview? They give you some alternative empowering questions to ask, what about this job do I excel in? What about this job makes me happy? Are some other questions too. What do I need to improve on in order to feel satisfied in my career? These are all better questions to ask than, am I going to get the job? Which can be very limiting. But what skills do I need to learn to increase my chances of breaking into this industry? Why did my last interview go so poorly, and how can I do better this time? See how they're not really close-ended questions. They give room to grow, process, and make your own decision on what you're going to do next. So actionable questions. See also it starts coaching you on actionable questions. They go into clarifying questions, sample questions. And I like how they've charted this question graph here. Let's see if I can get better light on it. So first level questions at a higher level and at maximum level. That's kind of neat. So when am I going to find true love? That is the most common question I get hit with as a tarot reader. And I'm sure millions of other readers out there. Love is one of the most common questions. And we're often hit with, when am I going to find my true love? What does he look like? What does she look like? What hair color do they have? Where am I going to meet them? And I always have to take a step back, because I know that if someone had told me that information when I was really wanting to know that, I would have denied everything. I would have denied everything. So it's almost like we kind of mess up our own future if we know too much of it like that. So it's better to be an active co-creator with your future than to just, have things happen to you. So instead of when will I find love, you might ask, what kind of person would feel fulfilling to me? What kind of person would I feel most loved by? And this one says, what kind of person should I be seeking? But also it's, why am I not content? How can I fulfill my own needs? And that's maybe at the maximum level. So they give another whole list of examples of questions, and then the next level up and the next level up. So kind of like what Bridget Iselmont talks about in Biddy Tarot, getting to the heart of the question. When will I find love turns into, why am I not content alone? What about being alone, is not good enough for me? How can I fulfill my own needs? So I know these are not questions that you're wanting to know, but this is what allows those loving energies to flow in when you can get to the heart of it. So moving on, divining answers, heed your gut reaction and step into the cards. So that's another reason, if you've been following me on my channel, I like to talk about tarot cards that I feel like I can step into. And when a company has gone and animated it, forget it. But they talk about interpreting the cards. Now you describe the cards out loud. That kind of helps your intuition and the symbology in the cards to work with you and get your mind out of the way so you can hear the messages that Spirit and the cards are trying to tell you. So identify how the cards interact. That's, what cards are next to them, because meaning changes depending on what cards they're surrounded by, right? So they go over a lot about that, which I appreciate. So just to clarify, this is just the deck alone. Peek! This is just the deck alone. You can get a box set. The box set includes, this looks like a box set, but this isn't a box set. So the box set includes all of this, but their actual textbook on reading tarot. So this is just like their little white book, except it's really good, better than any little white book. But they have a big, thicker guidebook for taroting when you get the box set. So trust yourself, which is a big one when you're reading and connecting with your intuition. Connecting with your deck. Deck character sheet interview. That's kind of neat. I'll have to get into that a little bit more later when I have some time. And then they even go into interpreting reversals. I love that. Ways to read reversals, and they talk about what reversals might indicate. And then they give some sample reversals here. So I will definitely be diving into this book more later, because you can never, ever, ever stop learning about tarot. I think that's what really excites my monkey mind, is knowing that I can never learn it all. So they talk about doing your level 1 tarot, prepare the space, craft the question, choose the spread, which if you're not a spreader, don't worry about this part. I'm not a spreader. Don't do spreads. And then they go into the questions, and they even talk about how to interpret those questions and how to interpret it with the cards. So I love that. I'm not going to go into that here. Understanding the cards, now they start to go into the definition. What is a major arcana, the Fool's Journey, minor arcana, chalices, swords, and wands. They give a basic overview of tarot. And then they talk about pip cards, which is a new... so I like that. The pip cards here, the court cards, and the court cards interpretation. They give a little chart. We're just going to go through almost the whole thing. So here's where they start the actual interpretation of the cards. So the Fool, his primary abilities is intelligence and charisma. The skills and proficiency is investigation and survival. The upright keywords are beginning, innocence, trust, impulsiveness, and spontaneity. And the reversed are recklessness, unpreparedness, hesitation, inhibitions, and fancifulness. Wow. So, really enjoying the book so far. Let's check out the next page. So we have the magician, and then they go into, you know, the general descriptions here. We're not going to read them all. So I think they give one page in this little book that comes with this one, comes with the deck. They give 1 pages for all of the major arcana. And then once we get into the minors, it's going to truncate quite a bit. Beautiful, vivid colors. I actually like the art style of the cartoons, which is big for me. I like how whimsical it is. It does remind me of fantasy. I like the vibrancy of the yellows and the richness of the colors. So cups or chalices in this one. So they see how they kind of just go, here's all of them, ready? Okay, now we're on to coins. Here's all of them. Okay, now we're on to swords. So just to give you a little thing, upright is love, new relationships, emotional expression, creativity, and joy. And reversed is a need for self-love, repressed emotion, sadness, stifled intuition, and emotional unavailability. So they give keywords for upright and reversal for every single minor or pip card. They go through it all the way to the end. Yep, and then that's it. That's the end of the book. So now we can get into the cards. Yahoo! Fling the book away. All right, so let's just start with pile number 1. The Fool. Let's begin at the begin. Ooh, look at his cape go. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Oh, no. Okay, so I am sad there's damage already on this first card. Can you see that? Yeah. Damage already on the first card. Maybe they can send me a replacement. Hopefully it's not through the whole deck. Let's look at it, guys. But let's check out the animation and forget about the damage for a moment. Oh, I love it. It really does. If I can ignore the fact that my very first card is damaged. I love his cape, and I'm just gonna believe that this is gonna get fixed. I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's gonna get fixed. And then also look at the doggy's tail. I thought, how come the doggy's not moving? I was like, oh, there's his tail and his tongue a little bit, though you can't really tell. Oh no, maybe not his tongue, just his tail. Just his tail. And his cape, and that whooshy wind right there. You can feel it. I love it. All right, so we're gonna put that one aside. Oh, let's look at the backs. Yes. So the backs are not laminated like the front. Yeah, so see, I wonder if I just peel this off. Is that why? Maybe it's not damaged, guys. See, I don't know these things. Okay, good. I don't have to contact them. Oh, that was so scary. Meaning like, oh my God, this is like such an investment, and to have it be a bubble thing, oh man. Okay, so that feels wonderful. Let's just throw away this film of deception. But you were here with me. What was your reaction? Would you have peeled it off? Oh my God. But anyway, that is so much better. Oh, he feels so much freer and clearer without that plastic sheet. So I love the winds here coming. Awesome. I'm so in love with it so far. I think this video is going to be 5 hours long because we're going to spend like 10 minutes on each card. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's keep going. All right, no other films to peel off of this one. So on their website, when you go and look at it, they have these cards showcased in perpetual animation. So it really does look so powerful. And right now I'm in a phase of a lot of hero-based anime, so like Black Clover, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia. I feel like all three of those main characters share very similar hero qualities. And I just get that from the magician, you know, I get that like Harry Potter school type of feeling for special abilities. So if you're an anime fan and you know the references I'm speaking of, you will understand this magician feel. But look how he's kind of floating there. Love it. Okay, I'm just getting mesmerized. I'm gonna pick up the pace here for the sake of time, but I do want to take you through a good portion of the major arcana. So trying to get a good, see if you can see it on her. So in this one, it's stillness. She doesn't move at all, which I actually really like. The only thing that moves is the leaves on the roses, and that to me signifies time passing and stillness. She's going within. She holds that knowledge within her. She's just, yeah, super cool. All right, I do notice some smudges and things. This is just smudging on the plastic, or I mean, scraping on the plastic right here. I don't know if you can see this here, but I do notice that this is scratches on the lenticular thing. So I'm telling you and pointing out all of this to you so you know what you're getting into. This is kind of a bigger investment. So I just want you to know what to expect. So we have the Empress here. Oh, and you can feel that wind on her back. Maybe you smell the breezes of the trees, but look how just peaceful it looks. And her abundance just gently sways in the wind, just knowing, it's just, man, I can really get into this card. How do you feel so far? So the Emperor, what's going on with him? Oh my goodness, he's filled with energy. Just this bound up energy of power and might and commanding rulership. Ooh, super beautiful. The Hierophant, glorious rays of God, glorious rays of enlightenment to the disciples. Very, very powerful. I like how that does. You can see right there with the X's that it reaches their consciousness. Bing! The Lover's card, so many people's favorites. Sometimes people buy decks just for the Lover's card and how it looks and feels. So in this one, you can see that the vines kind of are animated. The snake does move a little bit. And the fire on the tree does also a little bit. Awesome, they put a volcano in the center. There's only one other deck, I think, that put a volcano in the center. So the Chariot. Okay, so I love this one. Look at how beautiful those lions walk. I don't want to say lions, those sphinxes, excuse me. In some of my decks, it's a lion, but in this deck, it's a sphinx. Look at them running, running, running. And his cape is just going behind him. I like it though, because it's like walking backwards and forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. But the Chariot is all about forward movement, unless it's in reverse. But beautiful card. Okay, here's my favorite. I will often buy tarot decks for this card alone. And I love it because you can feel the strength of his power. And he's alive and he's soaking up her love. And she's just petting him softly and gently. And his tail gently wags. I like that. I can really tap into that peaceful, powerful feeling. Yes, so there are, when you look at it in the light, there are scratches on the card. Like, it's a different lenticular deck than the Empyrean deck. The Empyrean deck had striations going a particular way, right? And this one does not. But I know that these are going to get scratched. They're marked coming out of the box, you know, just from processing and printing. The plastic has been scratched. So these are going to get dull over time if you're going to use these as your number one deck. I will probably use them as a accent deck, maybe YouTube readings, maybe for very special reads, personal reads. First of all, it's very difficult to shuffle, and we haven't even approached that yet. But you can see when you can see when it catches the glare, this card is pretty good. I don't see any flaws on it in regards to the plastic, but yeah, so just get prepared for there to be a lot of, you can kind of see the scratches on the top there. This is straight out of the box, so just be prepared. And, you know, some people are like, oh, this is a tarot toy. And yeah, I mean, you could look at it as a tarot toy, but I feel like all my tarots are toys. Toys that bring fun and clarity and intuition and connection. Look at that Wheel of Fortune. Look at that Anubis just nodding his head. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So all four elements are moving. It's interesting. And we have the Ace of, wait a minute. So it went to Wheel of Fortune, and then it just went to the Ace of Cups. So now we're going to start skipping ahead because I think the other major arcana is in the other pile. This, to me, is the real romantic relationship card in the deck. Oh, here's another one that's kind of, see? And I don't know if this one is peel-offable or not. You know? I guess it is. Oh my god. Okay, so you guys, it is a plastic thing on top. Okay, that is good to know. So you can take that off. So that's just like the Fool. I wish I knew this ahead of time before I unboxed this for you guys. But it looks like every single card needs to be done that way, taken off that foil or that wrap. I didn't know that. So that actually makes it better. Because I kind of want to keep it on there now to see how long it can last, to help extend the life of the lenticular. Because when I do peel it back, I do feel the striations of the card. So this is just a protective barrier. So no wonder it is at the price point that it is at, because each card has a protective plastic barrier. Good to know that, so you don't freak out and think that there's printing errors on your deck that you just waited for. So yes, each card comes with a peelable thing where it is immaculate underneath. I just peeled it back and it's immaculate underneath, so I actually want to keep the plastic on a little longer and see if that can help elongate the life of the cards. So in this one, I love it because you can see there's magic in the river back here, and there's magic in the two opportunities, the two relationships, or the two chalices here in the back. There's magic in there. It's brewing, but all he can see is the spilt milk. So I love this card too. And 6 of Chalices. Look at that wind. And the flowers, they're blooming. Oh, I love that. You really got to pay attention. What's this dude walking here in the back? I don't know. He's just walking away. It's just to show that the kids aren't really being supervised. They're being free to be themselves. All right, so we're going to skip ahead. Go the wishes fulfilled card. Okay, and at the end of this, we're going to do a fun little pull a card to see what you might experience if you were to purchase this deck. But the Ten of Chalices, this one's so beautiful. Look how cute the kids are playing. Oh my God, that's so cute. They look so happy. Oh man, I do not regret this purchase. I was kind of like, what did I do when I started seeing all the bubbles on every card? But now I'm like, okay, I'm all good again. Oh, and I love the Page of Pentacles because out pops that little surprise that he is known for. Page of Pentacles is known for delightful surprises. So we're going to skip ahead some more. We have the Ace of Coins. Ooh, beautiful. And we have the flowers swaying in the breeze on the bottom. Let's keep going. Four of Coins. So in this picture, there's not a lot of animation because he is holding on so tightly to his security, or what he believes he built up as his security. So he even draws his coin closer to him in this animation. So I love that the animation even speaks to the meaning of the card. Here's my greatest teacher. After all these years, last 3 years, me and Five of Coins and Tower, been like that. Five of Coins and Tower. Don't forget Devil. So I've really gotten close with this card. For me, this is a martyr attitude and a lack mentality. And sometimes even feeling abandoned. But I like how the snow is just coming down in a blizzard. Wow. And these kind of shimmer in the stained glass saying, there's hope here. Look over here. Look this way. But all they can see is the snow pummeling down on their faces, which I get because that's all I would be able to see. But yeah, super beautiful, super excited. And I love to see, diversity. I love to see all kinds of different artwork. Yeah, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's skip ahead here. We will go to the King of Coins. They call him King of Coins. No pentacles here, just coins. Sitting in his power, twirling his coins as the vines grow alongside him. Awesome. All right, tips for using. This was on the bottom, by the way. This was on the so when you open the deck, it was on the bottom, and I did not look at it first. But it would have helped if this was on the top. And it says there's a protective film. The cards all have a protective film on them. Peel it away when you feel comfortable. See, I'm gonna peel it away only when I have to. Sleeve your deck. These cards are made from a plastic material. We recommend for the longevity of the deck and for ease of shuffling the cards to sleeve it in tarot sleeves. Okay, I would find that massively crazy to shuffle. I agree that, sleeving it would probably offer the longest longevity for it. But then I don't know how you would shuffle. It seems very impractical. But it says tilt to animate, to optimally animate the cards, tilt the cards up and down. The speed of animation changes on how fast you tilt it. So share your experience and then reach out if you need help. Cool. All right, guys, let's get to the second portion of this deck. Sleeve it. So my brother works in printing and he says to sleeve it might be a bit much. Oh, and I do notice a real actual error here. It looks like a printing error. I mean, so you can see the tracks, yeah? I think this is where it gets pulled into the machine. Interesting it landed on the 5 of Pentacles though. I don't see it anywhere else. That was the only card I really witnessed that on. But let's get on to the other deck. Yeah, that was the only one. Let me know, do you sleeve your decks like this? Are you, like, would you sleeve it if you got it? I don't even know how you would shuffle a sleeved deck. Oh yeah, and I noticed that because when I'm pulling them together like this, you see how it kind of, there's this space here? So I just looked at the space and then had this card here. So, oh yeah, and then this card too, you can see, let's see if I can catch it for you, but there's scrape marks along the back sides of it as it was coming off the machine. Anyway, I guess you can't expect perfection, but I'm just trying to observe everything for those of you who are considering getting it. Okay, on to the second part. So, Justice. Look at her and her long locks. Ooh, and the curtains are ruffling in the wind too. So enjoyable, man. So the Hanged Man. Oh, he gently rocks side to side. Ooh, I like that. And we have Death. What's Death got going on? I thought there would be more movement in the horse. Even the horse's eyes look dead. Death is a little underwhelming. In terms of tarot. Temperance. Trying to get it to move here for you. So I just see the glimmering sunshine in the back. And the wings go a little bit. Yeah. And we have the Devil. Oh, I see. So smoke comes out his nostrils, and then they just look subservient, saying, yes, yes, whatever you say, yes, yes, give us more grapes, yes, give me that thing that I love and I can't live without, give more of that to me. Ah, interesting. The tower! It looks like a sad tower. Oh man, look at that lightning. Ooh, and it's raining comets. Oh my god. Yep, that looks like how a tower moment might feel. Oh no! It even has a face. The tower has a face. And then here, thank God you're met with the star after. So the only thing moving in here is the water. And we have the moon. Cute. So we have the wild dog and the domesticated dog, although I thought they were reversed. Oh, and interesting. They did not put a film on this card. And it's scuffed up. Watch out with Trin, she's gonna notice every detail. Yes, especially when you're investing this amount of money in a deck, I am going to scrutinize it. Yes, ma'am. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then finally we have the world, and then I will start picking up the pace, guys. Unless you're absolutely enjoying this. Man, that's just so gorgeous. All right, so we have Ace of Swords. Skip ahead to the Four of Swords. So you have the 3 swords spinning above him in suspension. Seven of Swords. Another one of my teachers over these time periods, these last few years. I've learned so much from this card. The Eight of Swords. You can get out. I believe in you. You can do it. Overcome your mind. That's what the Eight of Swords is. The Scary Nightmare card. And you have the nightmarish thing happening below there. That's the animation. There's glint on the swords too, which shows activity in the mind. Let's go on to the Queen of Swords. And she is in her traditional facing right, welcoming the future in. We have the Three of Wands here. About to embark on your journey. There's magic and ideas and passion and determination swirling around you as you get ready to embark and make that next step. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Yeah. We want to do that. We want to do that too. We get down from there. Who said you could be up there? I want to do this. No, that other guy should be up there. I like it. I like his things blowing in the wind up there. So, just really loving the quality so far. Really loving the quality. I'm a little uncertain about the longevity of this deck, especially when they're recommending I sleeve it right off the bat. I can't even imagine how thick it would be to shuffle. Page of Wands. Awesome. Let's do a few more. Oh, interesting. So I got 2 queens. Not sure why. Oh, you know why? I'm missing the knight. Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, I'm missing the knight. So it goes page, queen, and king. So yeah, I gotta tell them I'm missing a card. Queen is beautiful, and I like the cat's tail. Shucks, I thought I wasn't gonna have to contact them, and now I will have to contact them. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, guys. But you can see, yeah, they went through processing to get these cards to where they're at. There's fine debris on the back. I think it's from the printing press that I can like scrape off of the corner here. Yeah, I imagine it's a hard process to get these cards like this, you know. But let's give them a shuffle. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can give them a shuffle. Wow. You guys, this is like nuts. This is for like the serious lenticular person, but we're just gonna give it a good shuffle here. And I'm gonna shuffle it with all that plastic stuff on. And we are going to ask, and I'm not gonna answer it for you, you get to answer it on your own, because some other YouTuber did this for me and it was the best answer for me. And it really helped me decide. So we'll do that for you. So what might you experience if you were to purchase this deck? I'm gonna do 3 polls. What might you experience if you were to purchase this deck? Oh, there's one that wants to come out. What might you experience if you were to purchase this deck? That's just going to be extra information. That's not card number 1. It's going to be extra information. Okay. So we're just going to draw from here. What might they experience if they were to purchase this deck? So we're going to choose 3 cards. So 1, and just so they're not in succession, 2, last one, and 3. So you can pick your pile. We are not going to do reversals. Just want to show you how fat this deck is. Very, 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 very fat. The cards are at least a decent size, so I can get my hands around it. But now is where you would pick a pile. Pile 1, 2, or 3. And then see which one would resonate with you. So I'm just going to flip the cards. If you chose pile number 1, that is what you might experience if you were to purchase the deck. Pile number 2, that is what you might experience if you were to purchase this deck. Pile number 3, that is what you might experience if you purchase this deck. Very interesting answers indeed. Let's see what the overall benefit for anybody who purchased this deck is. Would be 3 of Wands. So new beginnings, embarking on those new beginnings, maybe even international dealings, international relations, right? New horizons, new ventures, new passions, and having the courage to follow it. So that is that deck, you guys. Let me know what you think about this Fablemaker's Tarot deck and your thoughts on it all in the comments down below. And thank you so much for stepping into this deep dive into the Fablemaker's animated tarot. Till we see each other again next time. Peace.